Welcome to the Side of Sauce podcast, uh, the greatest homemade podcast ever. And today, of course, as always, I'm joined once again by my
It's your boy
lovely,
Johnny.
beautiful, voluptuous, but kind of interrupting co-host.
Hello.
We are once again not graced with Maddie and Gabe's presence. They are still lost out in the wilderness in West Virginia.
God, for real.
I think I heard the update where they're like, they fell into a cave and those fucking crabs that ate Amelia Earhart are like surrounding them and they're fending them off with little sticks.
Have you seen that meme where it shows everyone digging into like the appetizer at a party and everybody's hand says coconut crab and then in the middle it says Amelia Earhart?
Those little fuckers are genuinely terrifying though. Unironically,
Dude, scary as shit, dude. Like, yeah, they are pretty scary.
imagine
Like big
being
crabs,
eaten
dude.
alive by those little fuckers. It's not even like one of them or like a couple, like a little pack of them. Apparently, they just swarmed the fucking beach like it's D-Day.
Yeah, and they're like, oh god, they give me the willies, man.
Apparently, they like.
So did they actually eat Amelia Earhart's body? They think
I think I think that's like the theory. They like. There's no way I think they can prove it, but like, considering that she was on that
hmm.
island, and like most of her stuff was like found near it, and some of her equipment was found on the island. It's like when she
Uh,
died, what you don't see a body. Where'd the body go?
Makes
Up your butt
sense.
and your menu
Dude,
clear.
the Legos. Sorry. What were we saying?
I thought it just said up your button around the corner where I said where did it go?
Bro. Oh, I was about to say, the Lego set, unironically, the Amelia Earhart one, it was really cool.
It was cool.
That
Yeah.
was a special edition thing.
That
I got it from my little sister, and that thing is freaking sick. She has it in
did
her
you have to
room.
buy it when you like if you buy a certain amount of Lego you get it?
Yeah, so I ended up. That was when I got the Lego Blacksmith Forge little castle thing. Got
Mm,
that because I was like, I had to spend $100 and something whatever to get it for Lizzie. Or I guess here I am doxing her. I to get it for my sister.
yeah.
And I had to spend a certain amount of money, and so I just bought that and some like other stuff.
I'm banned on the Lego website by the way. Did you know that?
Why?
So like a while ago I bought like a Lego set, but
Mm-hmm.
I had to update my information so I accidentally like shipped it to the like my old address and I was like, "Oh, I don't live there anymore." And so I
Oh
like
no.
canceled that order and I don't remember what I put for it. I think I put like
Mm-hmm.
wrong information or not me or something like that just to get it canceled. And then I
Yeah.
like ordered the right one to my place. And ever since then, my like everything I use, my card, nothing. It doesn't work. It doesn't like me. If I put in that address, it fucking hates me. If I put in
Well,
like
I
what
was gonna say, James, don't put in the old address. Just probably shouldn't be shipping it there anyway. It's just gonna give you a little bit
I'm
of
meaning my
anxiety.
new address, the one I live at now.
Oh, that one gives you trouble too.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying the old. I was like, why are you still putting the old one
Just some
in?
random stranger still getting Lego sets in the mail.
Dude, I've have so many accounts like like that some of the clothing brands that are like, especially the ones that like ship overseas, that I'll
Mm-hmm.
get like a random T-shirt from here, there, whatever from like some artist, and like every now and then these things I'll have it like with my pre-save thing, it'll be an old address, and then I'll be like, oh fuck, and I have to rush across town and just try and hopefully get there and like knock on the door like, hey man, I think my package is supposed to arrive. When it arrives, can you let me know?
Do they know you at this point?
No, the people there, yeah, that I've had to do it. I think 2 times now. For 2 different packages. So yeah, they kind of recognize me.
They're
They're
like,
pretty nice people,
it's
actually.
this man again.
Dude, I'm just glad. Like, it was like some not quite band T-shirts, like a graphic tee, but it was kind of like
Mm-hmm.
an intentionally edgy design. And I was like, dude, like I was like, I really hope these people do not open this because this is like it's the kind of shirt you wear to offend like Karens or your parents or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Not that I never really get to wear it, but still, every now and then you buy something stupid. But anyways, I was like, dude, I really hope these people do not open this because they are not going to want to like, oh yeah, let me just get this nice shirt over. Here you go.
Is it one of those ones where it's like, I saw one this morning where it's like, we're drinking, pass me the keys, I'm driving. It's like one
No,
of those
no,
edgy ass shirts for like modern kids.
I'm not sure if it's less or more tasteful, but it's like anime girl, but she's like in a bra, but she's flipping off, and she's like got super high red eyes or whatever.
No,
So
Johnny, no. No.
it was it was not not likely to be. And you know what? They didn't open it. I got it back because they're like I said, they're pretty chill people. They're like, oh yeah, we got a couple packages for you. They had some other packages. Funnily enough, they had something of my dad's from when he retired that had been shipped there, like an award or whatever, and we hadn't realized it or whatever, and we got lost in the communication or whatever. But they had saved it that whole time, and they were like, hey, I think this might be your dad's, because obviously I told them who I was, and I was like, bruh. It was pretty sick.
That's good they gave it back to you.
Yeah, no, it was like really. I was like, dude, thank you. Like, it was really sick.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine if they kept it and they're like, "This is what I did."
I was gonna say, you know, be crazy. Like, there would be one of the people that's listening to this podcast right now. Yeah, they're like, and they come like, no problem, bro, anytime. Like, what?
They're like, we got you, Johnny. They're actually our most loyal.
They just post my current address.
They put it down in the comments. They're like, oh yeah, I remember meeting this guy here. He said he was here. I'm just doxing the shit out of you for fun. Don't even realize it.
For real.
Oh my god.
Don't even realize. No. It's only fun when you do realize you're doxing someone.
It's only fun making other people miserable if you know that they're miserable.
Exactly.
That's how I get up in the morning and I go on the internet and I purposefully go through a list of people. I pick one at random and I just dox them for fun. Put it right at the front of 4chan.
That's what you gotta do, bro.
Oh my goodness.
Man, I miss Facebook so bad.
Facebook?
Because unironically, Facebook is where I've seen crazier stuff go down on Facebook than I have on 4chan or Reddit.
I think I've seen some pretty... Well, other than, like, Lively, but, like...
Well, I'm not talking about that. Like, yeah, okay. There are exceptions, but I've seen enough crazy... I've seen a lot of pretty crazy stuff on Facebook that I was, like, totally blown away by. Like... There's some crazy stuff, but some of like the meme pages would take it so far. Like you just open Facebook and immediately your page would be nothing but people's addresses and stuff. You're like, oh my god, someone started doxing other people. Like literally, it would happen all the time in these meme pages, and they'd start doxing the admins of other groups. Like really bad, but really funny.
Hey guys, would it be funny if I just leaked his address online to everyone?
Yeah, like you just like open Facebook up and someone would like have changed their background to like a list of addresses or whatever, or like
oh my
stuff
god,
like that.
A literal fucking demon.
Honestly, I don't even know if they were real or not. Probably this could have all been like a lot of smoke and mirrors. People like, but like people were acting nuts. It was so stupid.
Facebook does have some pretty crazy shit on. I will admit. Like I'll go on there and I'll occasionally see like
you get those old unfiltered people and you're like, holy crap, where have you been this whole century?
I love when I go on Facebook sometimes, and I won't call out anyone specifically because I'm not about that.
Mm-hmm.
But like I'll go on Facebook, and sometimes you know how you, like if someone comments on something on Facebook, it'll show up in your feed.
Yes.
I have some fucking down bad like family members who just I read them and I'm blown away by how forward they are on the internet when they are married. And it's not even like one person, it's like multiple people. I'm blown away.
God damn. Dude, for real, the amount of shit I've had to see that someone's like this, and you're like, yo! I remember, like, when I worked at that shitty coffee shop, when I worked for that one dude, and I remember I was on Instagram thinking, I got a notification, it was like, so-and-so commented this, and it was some, like, what's that, like, yoga that's, like, I don't think what it is. It's like the sexual type of, like, exercise or whatever.
Oh, porn?
No, not that, dumbass. It was like some bullshit like yoga, sex, health thing, whatever. Like, and I was like, and it was obviously like one, it was some goofiness, but two, I was like, dog, why did I have to see this? Like,
sexual yoga.
Like it's one of those. It's not yoga. It's like one of those. I think. God, let me look it up.
I'm pretty sure that is a real thing though, like sexual yoga.
Yeah.
That sounds about right. That sounds like something some fucking hipster would make up. He's like, it's not sex, it's sexual yoga. Your Honor, it was sexual yoga. Oh my God.
Bruh.
What?
No, I mean I was laughing. I was saying to you.
Oh, you just said bro. I was like, did I offend you on accident?
No,
Oh my God! But did you look up the name of it, like what it's called?
I can't find anything, and I'm not gonna.
You're not gonna pollute your search engine with that.
Yeah, like, I was like, bro, like I'm not gonna do that. Like,
I hate when I look up
uh,
something on the internet. Like I'll look up one thing just because I'm curious about something, and then I'll just get like a barrage of like ads for it and like or like things related to it. It's like I can't
dude,
fucking
like
stand it.
I had to look up the most sus thing the other day, so I can't remember what it was I was thinking of, but I was
Penises.
trying to do like. No, it was way worse than that. So, I was looking up stuff because I was curious about like I was watching some video on something, and then it got me thinking about sci-fi stuff, and it
Mhm.
got me thinking about like, long story short, I was thinking about like hunting rifles and stuff,
Okay.
and then I got curious. What kind of? Because like I know there are a ton of hunting rifles that theoretically can like shoot through like tough stuff like body armor, and I was curious like because that's like relatively speaking, it's a pretty common thing in video games like to see armor and stuff like that, but.
Mhm.
I was like, I really do not want to look up what bullets can shoot through body armor because that would be like the worst thing I could look up.
You would be automatically put on a list. I don't know if you would ever get off of it.
Oh, dude, yeah, probably.
They would be searching. They would be combing through you. They'd be studying you. They'd be watching your every step.
And they'd be like, bruh,
Bro.
man's really tweaking.
Man's really tweaking. Speaking of tweak, I just thought about it because you said that. So you know about the South Park games, right?
Yeah, I kind of want to play him. I've just
You
seen you
should.
play it.
Yeah, you should. I just finished the first one, The Stick of Truth.
Is
Bro,
it good?
it's really good. If I will take a moment to explore this game with you. I won't really spoil it, but like
Okay, yeah, please, by all means.
it is genuinely, I think, one of the best RPGs I've ever played. Like unironically. Like this is genuinely like a really, really, really good RPG. And like I'm a sucker for turn-based RPGs. But like there's definitely like a rhythm you get into them.
Mhm.
Sometimes you won't be paying attention. Sometimes
Yeah.
kind of like that. But with this game, there's like a unique system where you have to you have to press a button to do like a light, a strong, or a fart attack,
Mhm.
and it's really engaging. Because if you don't do it, then you'll basically only be doing like one damage.
Damn.
Yeah, or you won't attack
Oh,
at
yeah, like
all. And
dramatically increases your damage output.
it's really fun and it's really interesting, and like it keeps you engaged. And the whole buddy system that you have, where you can you can partner with someone throughout the game, fun as hell.
That's kind of cool.
My two main ones were Butters and Jimmy.
Yeah, I thought you were playing with Jimmy. I would have loved to see Butters. See, I didn't even know like until you were telling me the other day that it's like you said it was like a turn-based combat. But like, dude, I thought it was like a comedy narrative game. Like I thought it was almost gonna be like a Telltale game where you're just making decisions. I didn't know there was combat and shit and
You
plat.
thought it was gonna be a Doki
platforming
Doki
when I was
literature
over there,
game
bro.
with South Park characters.
Yeah, bro, that shit was pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. I won't lie. I was kind of like fumbling a little bit when you were
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna even go mention it, but yeah, the second
Listen.
someone's watching you play something, you start fumbling. That's how.
Listen, I'll be honest. When I'm like doing video games and I'm doing something like for the first time, I'm pretty ass at it. Like I'm not very good at
Oh
like
yeah.
I'm not very good at like picking new things up like right away. I will definitely
Some
take
things I can
time.
do, but yeah, I feel that a lot of things. I'm the same way, man.
I will definitely like take time to like pick something up, and once I pick it up, I'll be pretty solid at it.
Just take that initiative, like step to get into the rhythm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just that initial step. Oh shit! What the fuck? All my things falling over. But yeah, I'm now excited to play the second one, the Fractured Butthole. Have you heard the story behind the title of that game?
No.
So,
What is
originally,
the story?
so originally, like the title, because like the story has to do with like time travel, and they wanted like
Mhm.
the main character from the first game to carry over to the second game. So it was gonna be called like a butthole through time. It was like the original title, but Ubisoft was
Nice.
like, if you put butthole in the title, companies like Walmart and Target aren't gonna sell your game because they don't want the word butthole in their store.
Oh yeah, for
So
sure.
Matt Stone and Trey Parker were just sitting there like, how can we sneak the word butthole into the title? And eventually they settled with the fractured but whole. So it's like two different words.
Bruh,
And they approved it.
that is a
And then
big
later on,
brain.
yeah, they approved it. And then later on, they were like, wait a minute, wait a second. But it was already
I was
too late because
laughing.
they already announced the game and what the title of the game was.
Dude, like that's like honestly, I like how can you be mad that you said like, bro, what the fuck? Like, you dumbass.
It's not even the first time they did that. They did the same thing with the movie.
What was the thing for the movie? Because that sounds familiar.
I don't remember the original name for the movie. I know it was something like really offensive, but like they eventually just called it South Park longer something uncut, and it's just a penis joke. I think it's longer extended uncut, something like that. And then like they caught it later on, and they're like, "What the fuck?" Like right before it was got to go out, and they're like, "Well, we can't change it now."
Could.
I've seen most of that show, but I actually have not seen the movie yet.
Which one?
The first one, the Blame Canada.
Oh, I have seen that one. That one's alright. It's not bad or anything. I've seen I mean, the Canada stuff's fine.
Mhm.
I actually like the pandemic special a lot more, honestly.
I just bought that for DVD. I have it like literally right behind me. I'm planning on watching it when I get to it because I don't think it's on HBO. I think
It
all
is
like
on
the
HBO
oh, it is.
because I watched it on HBO.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I know some of the specials are like not on HBO, so I was like, okay. Which, by the
Hmm.
way, is fucking annoying.
Yeah, it is annoying. I know there are certain episodes and stuff that aren't even on there.
Yeah, like I know there's like because they did like some weird ass fucking loophole where they show certain things on Paramount Plus and certain things on HBO, but it's really fucking annoying. Ugh,
I love
fucking
that stuff.
all that shit's annoying. I hate this.
Well, I know there's certain episodes that are also either doctored to have scenes removed
Mm-hmm.
or whatnot because there's a fair amount of South Park episodes that have been changed.
Yeah, like that one with Muhammad in it. They just censored Kyle's
Yep.
like speech at the end. I think it was only recently
Yep.
that they like discovered what he actually said.
Yeah, I think someone had it uploaded on YouTube or something.
Yeah, I watched it. This shit was. I mean, he was spitting. Kyle was spitting.
They always are spitting, whether I want to agree or not. It's like in the South Park, it's like, man, they're really spitting bars right now, and it's like that's Cartman speaking. He's saying something stupid. I'm like, oh shit, you're right. But still, Cartman really be selling me, man. So I was like, I'm like, dang, these burgers do sound like a good idea.
I can never understand people when they like talk about South Park and they say things like Cartman is right. I always get a little confused. I always question if they ever like passed high school
Yeah,
like
I feel like
English.
people that say that are saying that just kind of to be edgy.
I feel
Like
they
no,
are,
everybody
and
knows Cartman's wrong.
I feel like you have to be 13 to think Cartman is right.
I kind of like that though. I like that. Here we're going and spending the whole episode talking about, but I like. Here, let me finish my thing. I'll say. Let you say your thing. Sorry.
Yeah, you're good.
I like that it's consistently the same characters that lead astray. So like Stan's dad, Randy's always being, especially in the more recent stuff, he's always being dumb and doing bad stuff. But like Kyle and Stan are usually pretty right. They're the ones that get led astray, and then they have to lead it back. I like that it's consistency a lot of times.
Yeah.
It makes it almost reminds me of like an old school cartoon, but at the same time, it shows character. What were you gonna say? I know I cut you off.
I like that Cartman is like kind of like their excuse to be like, hey, this is wrong, but they don't do it in like a way where it's like he's wrong, but he's also like an annoying person to listen to and have on screen. He's like also really funny and like charismatic.
Oh yeah, he's hilarious.
Yeah. So like I like that about him. Like yeah, just like everyone who's like agrees with Cartman is like, because I remember seeing this thing online where it was like they were talking about like transgender issues and like they showed a clip of South Park and it's like very obviously that Cartman is wrong because he's like pretending to be a girl. Like he just threw in a bow because he didn't want to wait to go into the boys' bathroom, so he just barges into the girls' bathroom. And someone was like, South Park got this right years ago. And I can't understand somebody who can watch South Park, see what Cartman does, and think he's the hero. Like I can't.
I mean, I don't agree with that scene, yeah, obviously, but I guess it's probably a case of there's probably scenes that speaks to certain people stronger than other scenes.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I agree.
I can't understand.
I still think Butters and Jimmy are probably some of my favorites.
Jimmy Butters and Jimmy Butters, Kenny are like my favorites. Those three.
I like Kenny. Yeah, Kenny's good.
Timmy's also awesome. Love Timmy.
Oh man.
Everyone loves Timmy.
Timmy's great.
I love that episode where he's introduced, where everyone thinks they're making fun of him, but
Timmy!
Everyone loves Timmy.
Timmy!
Remember that one friend that we had named Timmy?
Yeah,
his nickname was Timmy. You remember that guy? So I didn't know about this character until like years later. Until like I started watching South Park, or like a little bit beforehand actually. But my dad, who was in Scouts with us when we called him this is what my dad thought we were referring to when we called him Timmy.
The special needs kid from that, but he wasn't he actually? It was Undertale, right?
Yeah, it was Undertale. He was talking about Undertale. But my dad probably still doesn't know what Undertale is.
I don't even truly understand what Undertale is. I know it was a sensational hit, but that's about all I know, bro.
All I know is there's like a flower kills people. There's a mom that you kill. You are some person. I don't know.
Well, yes, you are a person.
Oh yeah, and there's that skeleton dude, who unironically has like a really good theme song. Yeah.
Yeah.
Unironically, like I don't even care for that. I don't care for that game at all. Like I have no attachment to it. Don't feel like strongly either way towards it. But that song is really good. Like that's a catchy, good like boss soundtrack.
It is a good one. Do you ever have games where like you really shouldn't, but for some reason you just don't like it, just for some arbitrary stupid reason, and it's a stupid reason or petty? Maybe it's the aesthetic or something, but just think about it, you cannot like it, and you're like, why don't I like this?
I get that. Yeah, I definitely do have those kind of games. What are them for you?
I'm trying to think what it's called. It's another one of those. It's not really a game. Here's the thing. I wouldn't even consider it a game. It's another one of those hit ones. Homestuck. Have you heard of that?
Yeah, I've heard of Homestuck.
Weird fandom.
Homestuck, yeah.
For some reason, I cannot get it. It seems like excuse me, but like the weirdest, dumbest, boringest thing ever. Like I just don't get it. And I know that's just me, but I'm like, I cannot get it. My boomer head does not work.
My boomer head does not work. There's a couple games like that for me. Like, if I'm being honest, if I'm being for real, I don't know how much people are gonna crucify me for this. I don't really fuck with the Halo game. Not Halo. The Call of Duty games. Why the fuck did I do that? Call of Duty specifically. Like Call of Duty, I don't really fuck with because like, it's just so fucking boring.
Yeah, like, I get that. I feel you, man.
Like, I hate to be that guy, but it's true.
I really hate you for that.
Like, I hate to be that guy, but like, it's true that all of them look the fucking same. If you showed me a screenshot of like each of them and like on the same console, I would not be able to tell the fucking difference between them, probably.
Even if they're in different consoles, you still wouldn't be able to tell because the graphics haven't changed.
Yeah, like honestly, it's the same thing I had with FIFA and like. Which, by the way,
don't get me started on FIFA.
I don't understand FIFA. Like, FIFA is this weird, bizarre thing where it's like Call of Duty but worse. Like, it really is. I think it really is like the same game over and over again. With Call of Duty, it's like there's at least like a different backdrop, a different story, probably. I haven't played it since Black Ops 2.
I'm sure. I know there's different characters like athletes you can do, and I know there's different things, but golly, does it feel so boring?
I know, and and this might be weird coming from me, but I don't understand playing literal soccer in a video game. Like it just seems weird to me.
Yeah,
Like I
it
would
does to
understand
me
if it was
too.
like I would understand if it was like soccer, but there was like an interesting element, like a twist or like a like power ups, upgrades, because that's what inherently like video games are to me.
Mm.
But it's like there's nothing. It's just fucking soccer. Like don't
That's
you?
like I love skateboarding and I really like snowboarding a lot, but like I don't want to play
Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
yeah, like it just doesn't, and I played it before, but it's just really not fun to me. I just
Yeah,
don't get it, you know?
I really,
Man, maybe we are boomers, bro. Maybe
maybe
we are
we are,
boomers.
maybe we are, because in my video games I like to have some like some escapism. Like I can't, I can't run around as a little blue rat all the time. Like I can't do that. But I could go outside
In
and kick
my
a.
day, video games made sense, damn it.
Back in my day, video games had no logic. Back in my day,
They were the logic.
but yeah, now we have the fucking like I don't know. I can't understand them, and especially when they're like the same $60 price tag each year. They come out
Yeah.
yearly as the same $60. And you know what? I will admit, it is kind of hypocritical for me because I am also a Pokemon fan.
Okay, we play Legos. We buy the same pieces again and again and again.
The Legos is a little different. I will say my the Legos is a little different because like while you are technically buying the same pieces over and over again. It's more like you're buying them
Okay.
to create something different,
Let me rephrase this. If you took every piece you got, and if every duplicate piece, it just took it out of the set, how many pieces would you actually get in most sets besides the minifigures? Maybe like 5 pieces,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
As I feel like I feel like there's a like it again. I have plenty of Lego sets, you know.
I feel it's more similar to
fun.
I feel it's more similar to Warhammer actually.
Yeah, that's true too.
By
Absolutely.
well, at least Warhammer, you get the actual visual upgrade of the model. Oh, why did my voice crack there? You get the actual visual upgrade of the model.
Yeah, true.
Like when you look at the
True.
old orc boys, the ones that are made of metal, like
Yeah, they
those
look
are faces
distinct
only
and
a
different.
mother could love.
And not even their mother loved them, unfortunately.
Honestly. And now the models look really good. Like the recent Kill Team one,
Dude.
that's pretty good. I don't know why they
Beautiful.
gave. Speaking of which, have you like seen some of the older orc models, like for the boys, like orc boys?
Oh yeah.
Not
They
like
look
well, not super old, but like more like like the ones that are like on the shelf now. Like, have you seen how they arch their back and stick their ass out? They give them boys
they're
a
like
fucking
hunched over.
dumpy for no reason.
It's big.
I know. What is Games
Yo,
Workshop
funky.
doing? I haven't seen an ass that fat since the times of your muffin.
Bro, he is literally spitting bars.
Bro is literally spitting bars. But yeah, Call of Duty is that game for me, as you asked.
I feel you.
There's probably some other games like that, but I literally cannot think of them off the top of my head.
That's what I'm doing right now. I'm blanking. I'm trying to think of them so I can like add to it, but I'm like,
Also,
there's not that
what's
many.
that? What's that game? It's not Battlefield. I don't know why I'm thinking Battlefield, but it's Star Wars. FPS.
Oh, Battlefront?
Yeah, Battlefront. I really can't get into Battlefront. I don't know why. Maybe because I suck ass at it, but like,
He is literally me.
like I played it one time when I went over to a friend's, and I played it a couple of times since then. It just, I don't know. I don't have fun with it. Like, it's just not for me. I like the idea of it, but it's just not for me.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I like the old one. I don't like the new one very much, honestly.
Yeah, that's fair. I actually have not played the old one. I've only played the new one, so maybe the old one would be pretty good.
The old one, like the PS2 one? You
Yeah,
haven't
the
played
old-
that?
Yeah, I haven't played the PS2 one. I played the one on like modern consoles.
Oh, it's like, it's one of those games, at least for me, I associate, that was one of the games that I never actually had myself, but every single one of my friends almost had that, because they all had PS2s. I was the only kid that had Xbox, back when there was only Xbox and PS2,
Yeah.
whatever. And so, like, they had that whatever, and like they made it for Xbox, but I don't know why it was very hard at the time, and for the longest time it was ridiculously hard to find that damn game on Xbox. It cost $60 when I bought it. Now you can get a copy for like $5 on eBay.
Yeah, that shit's mad annoying. I hate that some game. Listen, I've been trying to buy. What is it? Skylanders, like one of the Skylander games. Shit
Mhm.
is still $60 if you try to buy it today.
Damn, why?
Because like it like for the console I want it on, because I don't have like a PS3. I have a PS. I was trying to get on like PS4.
Mhm.
But they didn't make a whole lot of copies of them, so it's just like
Oh.
fucking hell. And some other games I have, like I bought like a couple other like GameCube games I have over here. Not that expensive. They were like $30, $25. I just wish also that like they would re-release games like consistently more often.
That's the benefit of having. I know you're not as much on PC, but that's really the benefit of PCs because basically at this point, as long as the game does not require online services like a server or whatever that could get shut down,
Yeah,
there's ways to save the games.
yeah. There's ways to
Like the original reason that Star Wars game, the original Star Wars Battlefront 2, started coming back in popularity was because someone turned on servers for themselves or whatever.
Oh.
Same reason, like with Titanfall 2 on PC, there was a lot of hackers in it for the longest time. I don't know. I haven't played in forever, but I always played on Xbox. But when I finally got on PC, I never actually ended up playing it once because there's a bunch of hackers, and they would basically find. Long story short, they would figure out who people were, and they would basically ban them from being able to rejoin the servers. And there's a lot of issues, so people started making their own private lobbies and mods for the game to like just totally go around that stuff.
Okay.
Like it was goated, bro.
I do remember liking Titanfall 2 a lot when I played it.
Oh, I love Titanfall 2.
I remember playing it at your place, and like, yeah, that game was really fun when I played it. Like the grappling hook running on the walls. This shit's fun.
Dude, I am a Titanfall simp. Like, oh man, I love Titanfall. You know what's funny enough is it's made by the people that used to make the old Call of Duties, the Modern Warfare.
Mm-hmm.
They left and went and made Respawn.
They made an actual good game.
They're like, fuck it, we ball.
I wish like everything was like on Steam, kind of, because it is kind of annoying, like having to run from like, okay, I want to play this game, I want to play Rayman 2, I got to go to the Ubisoft store and buy it there.
Well, you can add everything to Steam, you know.
I can.
So, for instance, if you're a weakling like I used to be, or like my dad, that doesn't use PC controls, and like you were like, damn, I really wish I could use Xbox controller or PlayStation controller, even though, say, like, I don't know, what's the word? Even if you, I'm gonna lose my train of thought. Even if you wanted to use a controller on your PC, so what you'd be able to do would be plug your game in, and you can just go into your thing and go add to game or add game to Steam. So like you don't want to add like through a code or whatever, but you could also do is just add another game. So you say you have a game like Fortnite, you can add it through Steam and add it there, and then implement your own custom controller layout for that.
Mm-hmm.
And you can make it so it's universal. So anytime you load an FPS up, it'll play with these controls or whatever, this or that. You could load any game up, so it'll still open up. Say for that Epic Games, it'll still launch Epic Games once you click on it and launch it.
Okay.
But you can launch it through Steam still.
Listen, I am very new to PC gaming. I did not grow up with PC gaming. I like just got it within the past like 3 years.
Yeah, no, I feel you, dude. What is it? The only reason I ever got into PC control, because I used to use all that stuff, was because I started playing Destiny 2 and I got so addicted I didn't have time to like go and redo all the stuff again and like get my controller. It wasn't working. There weren't enough buttons.
So you learned PC controls to play Destiny?
Well, there's a strategy in Destiny 2. So there's the difference between a charged melee and uncharged melee. Charged melee is like so for instance, your ability. And there's a very specific ability that Titans have called the throwing hammer on Solar, and you can throw it and pick it up infinitely, unlike the other melees. So the problem is when you're at point blank range, it'll automatically go to just uncharged melee. So what you do is you have to have a separate button or a separate way to input so that you guarantee. So even if I'm point blank, it'll use the throw, even if it shouldn't. So it's not cheating. It's just you have two different buttons for your melees instead of having one button.
Okay.
So you get to control what input you get whenever you want it, and so you can just throw your hammer at point blank range and get some really goated builds. But because of that, I was like, shit, I can't use my controller because there's not enough buttons. There's one
Yeah.
too few.
It does suck with that because like I would be more comfortable playing with a controller because that's what I've grown up with. But I know that mouse and keyboard is like technically better, like on every aspect. It is like for a competitive sense, not like comfortability.
Yes, but like I don't know. I'm still kind of biased one auto aim, but I got to be honest. Mouse and keyboard is designed for one thing: moving a mouse around, like keyboard.
Mm-hmm.
Controllers were literally designed for one thing: fucking playing a game. Like
I thought you were
they're
literally just
not
gonna. I
that.
thought you were gonna stop.
Even
Just
if
fucking.
even if they're not like quote unquote great, they're still pretty fucking great, man. You're
Yeah,
not
yeah.
that disadvantaged at all.
In that sentence, I thought you were just gonna like cut it off at. They were designed for fucking. And I was like,
Obviously.
oh, well, he is right.
On God,
He's out of line, but he's right.
he's out of line, but he's right.
But yeah. So, in conclusion, what I'm thinking is you're gonna play the South Park games, right?
Probably. They look like fun, man.
Yeah,
I
they
might
should.
have to.
Especially because Stick of Truth isn't even that expensive right now. I don't think. I would probably wait to play the Fractured But Whole to see how if like you like the Stick of Truth, but like, yeah, like get the Stick of Truth like whenever you can. The game's goated.
Okay.
It's on PC. It's
Go
like
to
on
sus.
Switch. It's on like whatever.
Is it on
It's like on
Switch?
everything. Yeah.
Dude, okay, I'll play it on Switch. That I didn't know it was on Switch. See, I'm
I might-
always looking for games that I can play on my Switch because I have my Switch, but I don't use it ever enough as I should.
My problem is like I want to play things on Switch, but like I have so many games I want to play, and it's just madness. Like I'm just trying to get my old like Wii back so I can like connect it, hook it up, and play some GameCube games right there. Like I'm insane,
Man, it's insane. Literally
honestly. I just
insane.
feel like because I was living in that era of gaming, like the GameCube, the PS2, and the Xbox.
Mhm.
I did live through it and I did experience it, but I did not own any of those consoles. So I kind of missed out on like a lot on that like era
For that
of gaming.
experience.
Yeah, a lot of that experience. So I'm like, what did I miss, man? I could have played Shadow of the Colossus. I could have played Shadow the Hedgehog. You know?
I was always a little bit younger than it always felt like I was a little bit younger than all the cool stuff that were the people around me, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I was always at that age where it's just young enough that like I was just too young to play Call of Duty, just too young to play Halo, when they were at least when they were hip, you know?
Yeah, when they were hip and cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but I've recently been playing through the Halo games too. They're pretty fun.
They are really fun. I like the
Like,
Halo games, bro.
I didn't play Halo other than multiplayer in Halo 3 specifically when I came over. That was like the most I ever played of it. And it was fun then. Like I loved that game and the memories I had from it, but I didn't really like know much about it until like
How
recently.
goated it could be.
Mm-hmm. But you know
Dude,
what?
it's such a good game.
No FPS could compare to the beautiful mastery that is Doom Eternal.
Oh, Doom Eternal's goated, bro. I love Doom Eternal.
I don't even know if there'll ever be another FPS, to me at least, that is as good as that game. That game is like fundamentally perfect, I think. Like that,
Doom Eternal is one of those games that I'm like, I really love this game, and truthfully, I have not beat Doom Eternal yet.
you know,
'Cause, like
that's fair.
I haven't beat Elden Ring yet. Like, Elden Ring is my favorite game of the past like 2 years. I haven't even beat it yet, but I just just from the bit that I've played, like,
Mhm.
oh man, Doom Eternal's so smooth, dude.
I haven't beaten Elden Ring yet, but that game is so fun.
It really is.
I'm dog shit at that
It's
game.
such a
But
fun
that game
game.
is so fun. I love the world. I love how the enemies look and how like almost like what aesthetic would you say it is? Would you say gothic?
Yeah, maybe Gothic. I don't know. It's something. It's a unique style. It's the FromSoft. It's that like a. I don't mean in a disrespectful way, but it's that Japanese. No, it's the Japanese aesthetic or take on like
Gothic.
European like Gothic. Yeah,
I can
like
see it. Yeah.
and like it's like it's such a cool look. It looks so good. It's very grim. It's very unique. It's very somber, but it's also got like this light and everything.
It has one of my favorite art directions for a video game. That and Horizon Forbidden West.
Oh, Horizon Forbidden West is so good looking,
It
dude.
is. It is a very pretty, very good looking game. I haven't beaten it yet. I'm a pretty decent way through the game, and it is really fun too. Like I'm glad the game before that, Zero Dawn, is on PC because I might play it on PC. That game is so cool. I got the Lego set for
I
it
do want to
too,
play
man.
those. I still want Bloodborne on PC, bro.
Dude,
You were Was it me and yeah, it was me and you that were just recently at the hobby store. We were looking at the Bloodborne and Souls
yeah,
games.
we were
Dude,
looking at
those
the
look
minis.
so
And
hot.
I was saying like, yeah, they should bring it to PC, man.
Dude, like they really should.
'Cause they
Oh
brought
man, they should.
they brought a bunch of PS4 exclusives to PC. They brought God of War. They brought not brought.
Last
They
of Us.
brought they brought The Last of Us Part 1 and they brought Spider-Man and Miles Morales. They brought like
That's true,
those
yeah.
yeah. And like I think I'm pretty sure those games came out after Bloodborne.
I think it's more Souls not Soulsborne, sorry, FromSoft probably having a very strict either maybe by choice or not, they have a very strict whatever they have to
Yeah,
follow.
probably. I would guess that. But it
Yeah,
would be
I'm
awesome.
assuming it's them, yeah, but I wish they would too, man. That game looks it's one of those games like I know if I could play it, man, like if I oh dude, I would love to play that so much.
That art direction in the game is just so fucking awesome. Love it.
Hey, James, what are you talking about? You have a PS4.
I know, but like it would be awesome for like you to have it on like PC because I also love mods.
Yeah, it would be awesome for that, but I was gonna say, wait a second.
I'm not just thinking about myself. I'm not a cruel, manipulative asshole all the time.
That is true. That is true. But I was like, what are you talking? What are you complaining about, James?
I wasn't really like I wasn't like, oh man, I can't play this game. Why isn't it on PC? I'm like thinking like, oh, wouldn't it be awesome if
He
it
was
was on
lamenting
PC?
for the people.
Yeah, for the
He
people.
was lamenting for the people.
I was for the people.
There we go.
I'm a man of the people, if you will.
The people.
I'm a people person, you know.
I'm a people.
I'm a pee-pee person.
I'm a people.
That should not have made me laugh the way it did.
But it did.
Oh my god, I'm like perpetually 13 on the inside.
Perpetually mentally handicapped. I'm just hiccuped.
Perpetually mentally handicapped, just like me for real.
I'm spitting bars.
Spitting bars. So now that we're like 40 minutes into the episode, you want to start with topics?
Yeah, why not?
All
Well,
right.
I would think we could get to 45. You know,
just like our recent episodes. But let's think.
Roll Tide.
Let me look back. So we were talking about this a little bit ago. But do you remember the Suicide Squad game?
Yes, I do.
So I remember when it was revealed, like the loot system, like all that, where it was like almost like a Destiny-esque like system for that game.
Yeah.
It got
Everyone with guns.
so much backlash and so much of the fans were just hating and shitting on the game that it got delayed. Where it was supposed to release this month, I think. It was supposed to release this month. It got delayed all the way until February of next year.
God damn.
God fucking damn. It is crazy what fan outcry can do.
Just a little bit. They'd be a little mad. They'd be like, oh, bro, fuck this shit. We not.
It reminds me of the Sonic movie.
Yeah.
Which, because that one was really fucking quick. That one was literally the day after they said, okay,
yeah,
we're changing the
design.
design.
And the changes seemed pretty good.
I remember watching that trailer too. I remember like where I was. I was in theater after school, and I saw like it was recommended to me, and I clicked on it, and I was watching it, and I think for real, that was probably the most depressed and suicidal I ever was in my entire life. At that
You're
moment.
like, they just took this thing I loved and they bastardized it.
This thing I loved, I cherished. This thing that got me through thick and thin in my childhood, that pushed me forward and created me to who I am today. They are taking its corpse and they're putting essentially a Weekends at Bernie's situation here. Just fucking parading it in front. They're parading his dead corpse in front of me. and telling me to pay to watch this movie. I was so upset.
They're creating corpse in front of you and demanding you pay for the honor to see it.
I was so upset. I remember like not talking to anyone for the rest of the day.
Yeah, fuck this shit.
I remember being like, I might leave. I might have to go home.
Screw you guys. I'm going home.
Screw you guys. I'm going home. I used to be able to do a really good impression of that. But ever since my voice got deeper, I can't do it. I hate
You're just like, screw you guys. I'm going home. But it's like the voice of Nat King Cole. Like that big, rich voice. Like,
screw you guys. I'm going home.
yeah, it's like sends a chill up your spine. So just
welcome
perfect.
to the Rizzing Up podcast. Oh my god. I can't do the voice. I'm not doing it anymore. No, stop. I can't. I'll rizz up the men too much. Listen to this.
A side of Riz.
A side of Riz. A side of Riz podcast. Now that's amazing. Oh my god. What the fuck was I talking about? Oh, I was depressed as fuck. Yeah. I remember that. I remember that so vividly.
Hard.
But yeah, and then like literally the next day they were changing it, and I was so happy. I was so relieved. I screamed up into the world. I was so happy.
You're like, they're decanonizing this monstrosity. Dude, I can imagine how you
this
felt.
Little gremlin that they painted blue, slapped some like green eye color on, and told me was Sonic. That I knew this wasn't him. They lied to me. They lied to my face and tried to make me pay money for it.
Dude, I know how you feel like when your fandom suddenly something becomes canon that you so not even just don't dislike, you just everything about it's wrong. You're just like, how can this be the canon? No.
There's so many things like that about Sonic recently. I could go on a whole fucking tangent about it. I would be here for like 5 hours of the podcast talking about it.
5 years later.
5 years later. I actually was not allowed to watch SpongeBob as a kid.
Same. My parents were like, it's too crass for you.
My mom just thought it was annoying.
She thought it was really annoying and crass, and she was like, it's stupid and it'll rot your brain. That's what she said about like
I remember my dad was like a really big Simpsons guy, and he still kind of is. And he would like let us watch it with him, and I remember my mom would always get so mad about it.
Yeah, my mom would too.
Because, you know, Simpsons isn't like an adult... It is an adult cartoon, but like... It's not...
It's a lot less. It's more of like a mature themes cartoon. It's like, it's got real things, but it's not edgy.
It's in the same boat to me as like a regular show. Or like a step show. Above. Or like a step above.
It's not Family Guy.
No, it's not Family Guy. It's not like recent Family Guy.
It's not tasteless. It's not tasteless.
Yeah, it's not like this like I'm gonna fucking like mangle a corpse in front of you. And you're gonna laugh at it.
Who said that?
Yeah, exactly. Who said that? But like, yeah, it was just like, I don't know. I find this so fascinating. Cause like now it's really tame to like the shit I watch now. Even then, like sometimes my mom will see like what I'm watching and she'll be like kind of disapproving of it. I think the weirdest one was like I was watching Seinfeld, and she couldn't understand why I thought it was funny, because I thought all the characters are like, because they're like horrible people. Like I would not be friends with any of them.
Yeah.
And she couldn't understand like the fact that I like them because they're horrible people, and I think it's funny to watch them get in funny situations.
If my mom watched, like, I don't know, South Park, or what's another edgy show that, like, Game of Thrones, or I'm trying to think of something, like, really edgy. Like,
I was recently
a mature show.
I was recently watching the South Park episode where they talk about, oh yeah, The Boys is also really bad. The season 3, episode 1.
Any episode in season 3 half the episodes in season 1, like 2 or 3 episodes in season 2. Like yeah, like there's so many episodes.
The first one that comes to mind is always that scene. I will never not forget about it. Where he just
Dude,
fucking
caught us so off guard. We were in Maine, me, Gabe, and Maddie. We jumped at the TV to turn it off because we were just like all eating breakfast in the living room, doors open with everyone in the house. You know, because like we didn't think it was gonna be that bad. We just like, yeah, just don't nobody walk in and we'll watch our show. And then we're like, yo, the kids are in the next room.
like, yo, turn it off, turn it off, turn it off.
You know, we about unplugged that TV so fast, yanked that shit out of the wall, bro. We're like, nope.
Yanked it out of the wall, threw it out, burned it alive, and drove it somewhere else and buried it in like a fucking river, like a mafia type shit.
On dog, bro.
But yeah. The Boys is really good though too. That's the amazing part.
It is.
Like it's really graphic, but it's also like
You know what?
genuinely.
And here's the
really
funniest thing. For once, it's the show that toned down the comics.
good.
It's you always hear about like shows getting edgier and stuff. Dude, no. Honestly, the show is way better than the comics because they take like the show is already edgy, dude. If you think the show is edgy, like I haven't even read the comics. I've just read like Wikipedia descriptions of some of the things and like synopses on YouTube and whatnot, like to determine if I wanted to read it. And I was like, absolutely not.
I've heard some synopsis. I've seen a couple panels from the comic, and I don't think I could stomach it. Probably.
Yeah, no, it made me sick. The topic of like SA is very loosely used. Like
Yeah,
it's
that
not
scene
like
where
oh,
like the
yeah,
scene
like
with
this is
the
a traumatic event. No, every it happens in. It's just it's disgusting.
yeah the scene with SA with Starlight like at the beginning really bothers me, and then it's even more like just really dumb edgy shit just to like get a reaction out of it.
Yeah.
Like because there's when he's like when Homelander's taking over the plane in the comic, he's like a lot more aggressive, and he's just screaming a certain racial slur like just consistently out towards people, and it's just like okay, like
Is that really like? And yeah, like the show really improved a lot of the things. It like Homelander's way better in the show. First of all, like
Homelander is like genuinely
he's
one
such
of
a
the best
despicable villain.
villains ever.
He's just so terrifying, charismatic, and like just despicable. But you also sympathize. Yeah, he's a great villain, and
Mhm.
freaking oh yeah, the boys are great.
Even
Yeah. But it's a good show. But like when I'm with my mom to see it.
yeah, it's not something I would watch with my parents. Definitely not. Although actually, wait, no, I did watch season 3 with my dad because he like walked. He did the dad thing where he walked and he's like, "What you watching?" And then he like stopped and like sat there and watched it with me.
I first watched season 1 in what was it when I was getting the Medusa tattooed in my arm. And it was me and the tattoo artist. I was laying there on the thing while he was tattooing my arm or whatever. And like in the first episode, like it's got like it's not the most sex, but like there's enough to make it pretty awkward at times. Where we were just kind of sitting there doing it, and you know, like I was watching people fuck on the TV or whatever. Like oh shit.
I'm like oh, okay, like you put
Like
him.
all right,
Okay, Homelander.
I'm not supposed to feel. Okay, Homelander and Butcher going at it again.
Homelander and Butcher.
Like what's it? Nick Fury sends like a couple of Catholic rabbits.
Oh my fucking! I don't. That mental image is in my head. I have to stop. Oh my god!
I didn't say. Actually, I'm gonna cut myself off there. I was gonna make it way worse. About to get the podcast canceled.
The podcast canceled before we have a chance. Oh my god! I think I'm gonna before we say any more fuck shit that could get us canceled. I'm gonna divert to probably our last topic of the day. An easy, quick one. So recently, HBO has announced that they're remaking the Harry Potter series. They're gonna remake it. They're gonna remake the films into a TV show this time.
That sounds good.
So each season of the show is gonna cover like each book. So I think that's interesting.
I think that could be good. Yeah.
I think it's interesting. Although I am kind of worried because the main like person who's gonna be like diverging like everything about this thing is gonna be J.K. Rowling, and she's kind of been a little unhinged recently. For like the past
Oh,
couple
yeah.
years. She's not been like the kindest towards
I'm
trans people.
surprised. I'm surprised it's even getting off the ground without being
I'm su-
canceled
I'm
immediately.
surprised that she is still in the limelight. Honestly,
Yeah, I know. I thought quote unquote she wasn't allowed to work for anyone like
like
at all.
I'm
You
surprised.
know?
But I think it might just be because like Harry Potter is one of the biggest franchises ever, and I hate to be that person, but I think it's because she's also a girl
Mm,
that she might
maybe.
have like a
I don't know.
because I don't know. I don't think like George Lucas could come out and be like, uh, Darth Vader hates trainees.
Well, it's not quite the same thing as writing a character that hates trainings. Like, have you heard about her most recent book, bro?
J.K. Rowling?
Yeah.
No, I have
Like,
not.
it's like, do you know the premise of the Hannibal Lecter stories, like Silence of the Lamb?
No.
Okay. Well, hard topic to brush on. Long. Okay. Well, shit. How do I do this? The serial killer they're trying to catch in the Silence of the Lambs is supposedly
A
someone
lamb?
that's transgender or whatever,
Yeah.
but they're really not. They're because they're this crazy serial killer, and they're just doing this because they think they are, but they're really not. It's like it's not. Long story short, she takes that, but she makes it that's kind of like brushing on the line of like, oh, like it was made a long time ago in the story, and I don't think it was intended to be hateful
Mm-hmm.
or anything when it was written. And there's been some very tasteful adaptations done since and stuff, but she took that premise and took all discretion, was like, yo, I'm gonna fuck this right here. And she just like makes it the most like transphobic shit you could imagine. Like, it's so fucked
Is
up,
this like
bro.
her most
I was like,
recent book? What's it called?
I can't even remember, dude. It was like some YouTube thing I was watching about it, and I was like, dude, I had to look it up, and I was like, this ain't real.
Like, no way.
It's
Also,
like,
before anyone says anything, I want to, at the time, while we're talking about it, let me just say, trans rights.
yeah, you don't have to understand it just to not be a douchebag.
You don't have to be a, it's really hard not to be an asshole, like, not to be a dick about,
Like
like, certain things.
hey man, like you don't get it if you don't get it. That's cool. I don't get most hobbies or most other lifestyles anyways. Like, so what if you don't understand? Just be nice and accept them if you can't.
I
If
don't
that's
know.
all
I
you can do. Do
just,
that.
like, some people
It's
just,
not that hard.
some people, it confuse me how much they care about things that don't involve or bother them.
And or caring the wrong way. I get caring about something that like, oh, that affects people in a negative way.
Yeah, but I feel like something like this is
Uh,
like something that doesn't affect them, that doesn't bother them. I don't know. It's just like, why care so much?
the book is called Troubled Blood. It was written under a pseudonym. What was it? Robert Galbraith.
Okay, all right. I might have to look into this.
I believe that's the one.
Yeah. Oh my. Like. Okay, I looked it up and there's immediately some. Whoa. There's immediately like, is this transphobic? So yeah, it probably is.
It's all the context around it that like really like, even if it may be like, and again, she probably does. I don't know. She's probably not as hate, or I'd like to imagine she's
I like.
not as
I would like to think she's
closed-minded as
not.
people think. She's just more doesn't quite understand it.
Mhm.
I'd like to give the benefit of the doubt, but at the end of the day, I really don't know. And but the show does sound like it could be promising. I do like the world. I am a big proponent of
I think.
separate the art from the artist.
Yeah, I think that's the
So
most interesting thing about Harry Potter to me is the world. Is like, yeah, the world of Harry Potter is interesting because I like. I don't know how you feel about the books, but
I like books.
I like the books. However, I feel like books 5, 6, and mainly 5, kind of like, okay, we're doing the same thing. We've been here before. It's Harry, getting into trouble at school,
Hmm.
and he has some shenanigans with Snape, and like it kind of gets a little repetitive at times.
See, I disagree. I like the earlier books
I do like the
much
early.
more.
That's what I'm saying. I like the earlier books more.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were saying you like the stuff further. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I like the earlier books because it was newer, it was fresher, and there was still like a little bit like there was still twist on it, especially like the third one. I really like the third one. The third one's my
But
favorite.
yeah, third's good. I like the second and first probably the most.
I think
But
yeah,
I like the it's I don't know. I'm actually as much as I like edgy stuff like Berserk and I talked about that shirt I got and also that whatever.
mhm.
I also like genuinely like just nice things that aren't jacked up, and I kind of like that. Like I'm losing my train of thought, dude.
You like more like sweet stories, like more heartwarming stories.
Yeah, like hard, but like I kind of felt like that had that originally, like, and I like that in the earlier Harry Potter. It's a lot simpler. They're almost like well, they are kids books, but they're almost like they have this like
They have this very if excuse the
lens on
word,
them.
excuse the word if I will, a very whimsical feel to them.
Yes, that's exactly it. It's just such a charm that just draws you into the world. Like, damn it, I love that about the first
Especially
ones.
that first
As they
movie.
go on, they get darker and darker.
The first movie is very whimsical too, especially because it's directed by the
Yeah,
same guy who did Home Alone, so it has like that kind of charm to it.
yeah, that that whimsicalness,
That whimsicalness, if you will.
if you
Did you
will.
know? What's his name? Chris Columbus, I think is his name. That guy who directed the first two Harry Potter movies, Home Alone.
Christopher Columbus.
Not Christopher Columbus. His name is like Chris Columbus, something like that.
Oh, I think it's Christopher Columbus. I was like, bro, you tapped right now.
So
I
he was
guess.
the. Before we leave, I want to leave with a little fun fact. He was actually supposed to be. He was the first director chosen to direct the Five Nights at Freddy's movie.
Was he actually?
Like for real, like actually.
Okay, I couldn't tell if you were like making
No,
that
I'm not
shit
pulling
up.
your leg this time. I'm not pulling your leg. No, he really was. But he left because he didn't like how some of the the ideas for the script were going.
That's my okay. Not to go on another tangent, but that's my biggest problem with Five Nights at Freddy's. It's like it is a very good aesthetic they had for the game and stuff. They've made so many sequels. Forget all that, but like the more they reveal about it, the less creepy and scary it is.
That's
You know.
yeah. That's how I feel about it too.
And they've like shown everything, like, and they're like, bro, the lore is so convoluted at this point. It makes Call of Duty Zombies lore look well written, and
It's
that's
fascinating
saying
to me
something.
because when did Five Nights at Freddy's come out? It was like 20.
2011,
It was after
2014,
that. It was like 20. It was
2013,
like 2014, 2015, something like that.
something like that.
I remember this movie being announced when I was like fresh in high school. Or
Was
before that.
wasn't it just rumors originally? People were talking
No,
about,
it was announced. It was supposed to be made by Warner Brothers originally,
huh?
and then like knowing it's coming out
Kevin
just
cameo.
now this year, almost like 7, 8 years later. That's crazy. That movie's been in production for so long. So I kind of want to think that movie has been like because it's being created by the guy who made the games, Scott Cawthon.
Mhm.
So like I want to imagine like he's done his due diligence, and he's like I think it might be turn out all right. I feel like he wouldn't make
Okay.
it a bad movie if he spent this much time around it.
I agree. I have something to say that 100% is a joke and is not to be taken literally. But so just keep that in mind with this next comment. My only concern for this movie is that they might not have enough of the children's deaths on screen. I'm really concerned they won't have enough kids getting massacred in this movie because as we all know, the best part of Five Nights at Freddy's is the horrific and tragic ends that all the people meet,
I
especially
want
the
this
kids.
movie. I want this movie to be violent. I want some little fucking Billy to go into the theater like I know Freddy Fazbear. I know a Freddy Fazbear.
That's what I really am worried about.
And I want him to leave shocked, cold, eyes open, bloodshot.
No. Like seriously, that does work. It's like, dude, my little brother likes Five Nights at Freddy's, and he's like 13 or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
I really don't want him traumatized by something horrific on screen where it's like a bunch of kids dying. Like, dude, like there's a lot of their even if it's not the majority of his audience, it seems to be that a large portion of it is younger people,
I do
like
think it
kids and
is like
whatnot.
I do think
So,
it is
like,
kids. Yeah.
so I'd say it is a fair amount, and it's kind of one of those things where it's like it's much more scary to them because it's kind of creepier, you know.
Hmm. That's the
But
thing about marketing. I think people don't
yeah,
realize yet is like kids like things that are like too that seem older to them than they should be. You know.
yeah, they do.
I think that's why because that's why Sonic worked. That's why I think Regular Show is really popular. That's why I think Five Nights at Freddy's is really popular. Because it's like one of
Yeah,
those things where it's like it is like a bunch of kids do watch it because they think it's like, oh, this is the cool thing, but it's a
it
little too
feels.
old for
Yeah,
me.
it's that appeal to mature, learn something,
Hmm.
the taboo and unknown. Yeah.
Exactly. So with not a history lesson, our little financial business, marketing practice away, I'm gonna end the episode here because do have a little bit some things to do. But yeah, thank you for joining me, Johnny, as always.
Of course, of course.
Hopefully next
I'll
time,
be here next time.
if we get enough likes, we might send like a maybe like a Nerf gun to go help Maddie and Gabe in the little bunker that they're trapped in with those fucking
I wouldn't say
crabs.
Nerf gun. No, maybe a dart zone gun.
Maybe like a really good super soaker
Yeah, there we go.
from like the
With ice
dollar bin
cubes in the
section.
water.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe one of those. Maybe then. But yeah, I think we'll call it a wraps here. And if you guys like today's episode, leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment about some interesting things, topics, questions you want answered on the show. And that'll be it for us today.